Good afternoon, everyone. So this test is the Hulker Hunter by Dave Garwood. Dave is quite infamous in sim circles because his models were pretty damn good in FSX and previously. And this is the second one that he's made for MSFS 2020. The first one was a port over his Dragon Rapide, and this Hunter is amazing. It comes with so many variants. Today we're flying the Mark III, which is, I believe, is incorrectly named as the F3. It wasn't a fighter, so it should just be the Mark III. But we're going to take it for a spin. So let's have a look at the outside view first. As you can see, it's amazingly modelled. It's even got the fillers in and the good old tags. It's a beautiful aircraft. Bit old now, obviously, but it was much used during the 50s and 60s, and saw war, I believe, in Aden and other places. So we're going to take this from Stansted to Heathrow, and we're going to do the infamous flying through Tower Bridge incident, where a pilot decided he would mark the 50th anniversary of the RAF by flying down through London and doing low passes around all the places like Parliament, and he got a bit, he was a bit reprimanded for that. But the most famous thing is he flew through Tower Bridge, so we'll do that as well. Well, hopefully. I mean, the last time I tried it was in a C172 a couple of years ago when the sim first came out, and I tried to go through the middle and it just exploded with an invisible wall. So we'll try it anyway and see how we get on. So inside the cockpit, a few of the switches are inoperative, but most of them work. And some of them are quite hard to see because it's quite a dark cockpit. When you start on this, one of the most important ones is this one here, which is the LP cock, which is the low fuel pressure cock, which basically turns on the low fuel pressure side to the engine, and then the high fuel pressure is done from over here. And these little magnetic indicators are brilliant because if you switch them over, they just switch over to show which way the flow has been directed. There's a point here which is the only place you can get the flight yoke to disappear and come back again. So it's just a case of doing that. If you try it anywhere else, it won't work. I did fly the first version that came out, but this is 1.3 and it's had a few updates. One of the major updates was the chute, which did the braking chute, which didn't work in the first couple of versions, and that's now all fixed. And I'm flying this one because it doesn't have any external fuel tanks, so we get the pure flight. Flaps are a bit strange for most pilots of smaller jets because they do have a lot of positions. And the air brake won't work when the wheels are down, so you have to be careful to slow down enough before you come into land. Once those wheels are down, the air brake will pop out and then just go back in again. I mean, it's beautiful, the model. It's absolutely superb. I just love it. Absolutely amazing, and work from Dave again. So let's go around the cockpit and have a quick look. We've got the lights over here. And of course the throttle. Some things don't work, like the HUD thing here, which is the jettison. That doesn't work because you don't want to jettison the HUD, I'm sure. If you want to open and close the HUD, it's a case of clicking on this bar over here. So we're going to do a cold start. You can do a button start, just go straight to F12 or controlling. So let's get a go. LP cock is on. Check the gear is up. The reason you can see this isn't the fighter is because this one is missing the HUD. The other ones have a HUD there, which is basically a very basic version. It just has... It's almost like an electronic version of the Spitfires and Hurricanes one, which just shows a circle and a dot in the middle. So basically it's just for guns. So the selectors are set. Heat is on. It is quite loud. So this one doesn't work, it's an operative, and this one is for navigation, audio selection, which is also an operative. So that one's not even been assigned, and that one doesn't actually do anything. So we're checking the powers to the ailerons and the elevator, and we don't have any dodgy lights on. So Dave's been quite nice, he's provided a pilot's manual in PDF form. And that has your pre-startup and startup checklist and post-startup checklist. So RPM should be 2,500, but that's with a plus or minus 200, so 2,400 is fine. Oh, sorry, no, what is that? I'm confused now. Is that what? 3,500? I have no idea. But the engine's working, so we should be okay. Speedometer can be quite confusing as well. It's in Mach and not. So the trimmers are set, everything's set. Generator warning lights are out, all the warning lights are out. We have hydraulic pressure. JCS, okay.
Ryanair 3918, pushback request accepted.
Oh, good grief. Since the last update, I've been having these warnings keep coming up about the Azure servers, and I keep losing them, so I don't know what the heck's going on.
Stansted ground Hunt 1 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Hunt 1, your request has been transmitted to the operator. Stansted ground Ryanair 3131 requesting pushback. Ryanair 3131 pushback request accepted.
Oh dear, that's an interesting approach. I think that's going to end up in failure.
Hold short runway 22 Hunt 1.
It's a very low approach.
Ryanair 7381, follow the aircraft on final. Volume alphabet equals X Microsoft UBSPH equals WIHND, wind flash volume 270 at 12. Cleared to land runway 22.
Oh, they're going around.
Tower generic Romeo, uniform kilo 2772, ready for departure runway 22 IFR decisive. Generic Romeo, uniform kilo 2772, hold short runway 22. Traffic is Hogger Hunter on the runway. Cleared to land runway 22 Ryanair 7381. Tower Ryanair 9R54, tree 12 miles northeast inbound ILS runway 22 approach. Ryanair 1887, turn next taxiway. Ryanair 9R54,
now check the speed brake. So that does come out and go in again, but only when I tell it to now. If you're on the ground and you've got the wheels down, it will just come out and go back straight away. So she trims out really nicely. It's easy to trim, stable, it's lovely. There's Tower Bridge ahead of us over there.
One contact, Norfolk approach on 126.45. Good day.
126.45 Hunt 1. Norfolk approach Hunt 1 500 feet.
Hunt 1 Norfolk approach QNH30.25 continue to CF27R as planned.
So because we've got a Azure server disconnection, London looks a bit melted again. Good post office tower there. The trim on this is beautiful, it works really well.
Southeast of North Pole, 1,700 feet. Cleared to land runway 27 right Hunt 1.
So we got half flaps and gear. We watch the low lights here. There was a lot. Speed is 150.
Tower speed for 2775 heavy 15 miles east in Beaufighter.
.855 Hunt 1.
Why is someone taking off the runway, down the runway? Oh my Jesus.
Tower United 921 Heavy ready for
And the
departure
famous
runway
hump.
27 right IFR to Newark.
Whee!
United 921 Heavy QNH 30.24 phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft UPS PH equals WIH ND.
So, successful flight, beautiful aircraft, absolutely beautiful. And we didn't explode going through Tower Bridge, that's the best bit. I wish they'd also give you a message when you're back on the Azure service, because I don't know how long that might take or if it's ever going to happen. Anyway, this one, absolutely wonderful. I guess the only problem was I couldn't remember which one was the shoot, the drone shoot. I think that might be the tail hook. So that is a 10 out of 10. Absolutely no question of a doubt. Beautifully modelled, superb interior and exterior. Flies beautifully, trims nicely, totally true characteristics. Absolutely wonderful. This will be definitely one of my permanent aircraft. I think the only problem with having aircraft in your community folder is if you have them in there, they appear at airports. So I don't know if you noticed when we took off from Stansted, there were 2 other Hunters and an F-22 because they're in my community folder, so obviously that wouldn't really happen at Stansted. Anyway, Dave Garwood's Hunter. This is version 1.3. I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago it was released. And it's absolutely wonderful. 10 out of 10.